Relax.
Season 1.5.
Alright. So this is season 2 alpha beta
this is season
omega
1.5.
0.03.
Basically.
Alright,
so we can't record season 2 of the podcast like we had originally planned because
thanks to everybody who agreed.
Yeah, we'll get hopefully soon, but we can't record it obviously because of lockdowns and all the rest. Studios are closed, so we're just gonna record. We wanted to do a podcast anyway in between these 2 drops, and so we were just like, yeah, and we don't want to do it over Zoom and stuff because the thing is kind of the momentum of it is kind of thrown off when you do it over Zoom. So we just thought we'd record one between us, hopefully give a bit more insight into
which two drops should we timestamp it
between this and this, I think. No? Yeah?
You can't be leaking already.
Between those 2, yeah?
Yeah.
So it'll be out in like the next week or 2.
Yeah.
Because that's dropping on Friday. It's probably past. This
unless we drop this like it's a live stream.
Dropped on the 16th. What date is it? The 14th or 13th. Yeah, sick. Yeah. Hopefully we just like, I don't know, just have a conversation, a bit more insight into the brand.
Yeah,
into us
I finally have
as individuals.
Yeah. I finally have to speak to him about excommunicating him from the brand.
Yeah.
So
I'm actually just getting fired.
This is actually just his interview to join it. Okay.
To join it officially.
So, Mr. Bulger. so sick. What inspires your drawings?
My drawings.
Yeah. This is a drawing. I hope you know. This Jerry curl nigga in the middle. Cholo on the left. And this Hina on the right.
Sick. I don't like.
Why did you start drawing?
Well, basically, I used to draw on all my copies in school, and I was like, yeah, sick. Like when I was in like 4th year, when I started getting into, like, interested in fashion and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, but I still didn't do photography. I just watched like PAQ on YouTube, stuff like that, and obviously like what came out, like I think I was in Italy and the Silver Bullets re-released, and I was like, yeah, sick. And just I just like had like a slight interest in like hype beast fashion basically, and then I used to draw Supreme.
Shout out the Supreme box.
And then I used to draw on my copies and stuff like that, and I remember talking to one of my friends at the time, and I was talking about how it'd be sick to like make t-shirts or whatever with like those drawings on them, stuff like that. And then obviously I was in 4th year, had no money or anything like that, and also like it wouldn't have made sense to start a brand in 4th year because who's gonna buy it? And also just like no ambition or motivation.
What was your TY startup business?
Yeah, my TY startup business. Like no ambition or motivation to do it either at the time, because like 16, like I don't know. I mean, some people do, but and then just like put off the idea for as long until it's literally summer.
I descended upon your life.
It's literally summer, and then we were talking about how we need to like start doing something that can help us like not have to work in like a restaurant or something in 4 years, and then we started that, and then the first one you told me to draw Black Jesus, so I drew Black Jesus. We put it on the
out there, I asked him to draw that.
I was just
Black
like,
Jesus is not in his brain.
I can't remember what I think I'd started designing stuff for it. Like I started drawing stuff, and then because did you have On Death coming out at the time? Was it around the same time?
Nah, it was before On Death, I believe.
But I remember just being like, yeah, I've got a drawing pad for the Photoshop. I'll just draw stuff. I asked you what to draw, and you were like, yeah, draw. You were working on something though, because I remember I was in the studio when I was drawing it.
Oh yeah, George R.
Yeah.
Thank you to Salem and Anita.
Unreleased, never released.
Hopefully Kareem might help him.
Yeah, but and then I'm rambling so much, man. I don't know, like just drew that. Then you did the other design, the grey hoodies.
Yeah.
You did that, and then we're just like back and forth, like it's very much 50-50.
Yeah, so like
I still haven't answered your question.
Yeah. What inspires
it? Mostly music and like quotes. Like, yeah, I don't like quotes.
Like what in music do you, especially that, because quotes I feel are very quotes aren't quite as ambiguous as music. Like, what do you, is it lyrics? Is it soundscapes? Is it?
Yeah, probably lyrics mostly. Like, I don't really know how to explain. Like, I'll be listening to something, then you just get like a image in your head of something, like, and you just kind of go off of that. Like, no matter, like, it could be anything. Like, it could be like I don't know, it could be Sly and the Funny Stone, or it could be like The Baby. Like, I don't know, like like literally just anything listen to, and then.
So is it more like the ambiguous or the more like direct lyrics? If you get me, that is.
I feel like probably ambiguous, because like when it's like direct lyrics, often like they're painting like a pretty simple picture in your head.
Yeah.
Whereas like with stuff that's more ambiguous, like you kind of, it's like reading a book, and you have like a vision of like what the character looks like in your head, and then you see versus seeing a movie, and then like the person is shown like say you're reading Harry Potter, and like you're told what Hermione looks like in the book. You have your own interpretation of it.
And then J.K. Rowling makes her black like 4 years later.
You see the movie, and it's like, okay, this is exactly what she looks like, and you can't stray away from that. So probably more ambiguous, and that's what would inspire the like designs. I'd say.
I feel like it's really beautiful though, like how many different paths. How many different paths words can take your brain on? I'm dying.
From this?
Nah, yeah, I don't know.
The incense.
How many different paths your brain can go on in terms of what you read? Because you can read something like literally not even like person to person.
Yeah.
One person can read something one day, and that can send them in a whole different way based on what they've experienced and how they feel at the time and how they like. It's kind of, I don't know. It's such a.
You can also read something or listen to something and take one thing from it and then come back to it.
Yeah.
And have a completely different set of eyes.
Yeah.
Like, complete, like, literally, I remember, like, one day I was listening to, like, I can't remember which song it was, but it was off the Pimp a Butterfly. And, like, it might have been Complexion or something like that. And, like, I was literally on a run when I was listening to it, and, like, I was running, like, up the hill, like, down there. And I was literally just, like, wait, what? Like, literally completely different. I don't even remember exactly what I'd taken from it, but I just remember being like completely different.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like it really reflects true art, especially like the quote side more so. Well, I guess the art will probably be whatever, but like the layers to stuff. Like if I show somebody, for example, that design that says "dead" on it, show that to somebody, they can see that in a whole different light.
Then you meant it. Yeah, it's like when your English teacher like tells you what the poet meant.
But he just liked ravens.
I think it's interesting with the designs that we do, mainly big up ourselves. Like, but like, it's interesting with the designs that we do because they do actually have like they're not just to look cool. Like obviously like that is the main goal. Like of course we want them to look good first, because there's going to be people wearing them, but there's like a lot of like stuff like rooted in them, so it's interesting to see how people take them, and if anyone even realize that there is anything behind it, because someone could just look at this and just be like this one and just be like, oh yeah, like it's just it's just cool. But I didn't even know what it was about, and you told me what it was about, and then so
it's so weird knowing the process behind it though. Like not even like the process of making clothes, but because of everything we've made has been collaborative in one way or another.
Yeah, whether it's like choosing what color top to put it on, or like you being like, oh, I'll change this tiny thing in the design. Like
it's literally just like I don't know. Like if everybody knew the story behind them. Would it make a difference? Yeah, like would people still take them the same? Because it's kind of, I don't know, it's weird seeing people wearing that process on them, because I don't know, for me it's more so about, like, of course the concepts and stuff are very important. It's more so about the friends you made along the way. Like, it's as we develop ideas and as they think, like, because we don't do them then and there, we see them in different lights as they
what
go.
You mean?
Like for example, have you revisited, like, have you looked at the Black Jesus t-shirt and seen it in, like, oh, it could be seen as this way? Or, like, have you ever seen it, like, for example, the See No Evil for me is, like, at the time I was like, yeah, cool, I know what I want in this.
Yeah.
But now when I look at it, after listening to Buddhist books, it's like, it's a fully different of what it, like, what, firstly, what evil is, what this and that, like, and kind of, because they're so ambiguous, we can't, like, there's no, like, static kind of view of them after.
And probably, like, the, like, people commenting on them as well.
Yeah,
like the guy, like, when we went to McDonald's and the imam was like, I get what you mean. No, I haven't really done that yet, but I'm sure as time,
or even looking at your old photos, like, can you see yourself back in those moments? It's weirdly distant to just, even the songs I've made, it's just like,
trying to
why did I think that was the best at the time? Not even like it's bad, but like, it's a, what mind space was in, that this is the most important thing I could say.
Yeah, I feel like for me that hasn't really happened yet, because a lot of the stuff that I was making, like, say a year and a half ago, was like, I was making it to look cool. Like, for like, the goal behind it was like, I want it to look good. Yeah. Like, not make me look cool. Like, as in, like, I worded that wrong. Like make the, like, the goal was literally like, okay, I want this photo to just look cool. Like, it doesn't have much else behind it. It just looks cool. How many times did I say it looks cool there? 7.
Surely it looks cool.
yeah, but, like, that was the goal. So I feel like now that I'm making stuff that has more meaning and stuff like that behind it, like that one there of thing, like that one does, and looking back on it is interesting because it's a completely different mind space, but for the most part a lot of them were just
like, I don't, it's crazy, like, there's like these, like, you know, like the political spectrum, like this square, and it's like conscious and subconscious, and then, like, documenting and, like, trying to represent something, and it's like, I'm finding each thing that you've made and trying to put it on that, if you get me. Like, because you can subconsciously, like, kind of your dreams are probably a subconscious representation of something, so it's like, it could be in the most abstract way, but your brain's trying to tell you something. Whereas if I just take a photo of a bird without trying to do anything with it, that's like consciously trying to just document something.
But then you can also attach meaning to stuff after you've done that. Like, there's a lot of stuff where, like, say I could sit down and design something, or go out and take a photo, and then it's like, you don't like, you just take it in the moment because it looks good or whatever, and then you can attach meaning to it afterwards. I feel like
it takes a lot of insight to, at the moment, though, be like, this is
without a plan. 100%.
I feel like because either you're gonna over or underestimate yourself. I feel like it's very hard to be able to be like, specifically, this is how it's gonna be portrayed, or this is how it's gonna be taken by other people.
Yeah, well, not like, even in that sense, like, nothing ever really goes to plan. Like, say, like, the original idea we had for the reflection complexion video couldn't do it. And same with, like, even like Kareem's video. Like, as much as, like, if you looked at, like, watch that video if you haven't seen it. As much as, like, if you looked at the script for that, you would assume it came out almost exactly how it was written. There's like in my head, it looked like a completely different, like, not even in a bad way, like, it just, like, it always happens where no matter what your plan is, it's always going to turn out different until you have, like, that Wes Anderson budget. Like, until you have that budget where you can literally create the set that's in your mind, because that guy will literally, I don't know if you've ever seen his, like, I don't know if you've ever seen his like, write-ups and like drawings and stuff like that, but like he'll draw out exactly what this, like for Grand Budapest Hotel I saw like the storyboard, like he'll draw out the full thing, and then they'll make the set perfectly from what it's drawing, so it comes out exactly what's in his mind. But that's the only person I've ever seen able to do that.
I feel like note taking is an art form in that sense, and it's not even note taking in the sense of, oh, be the most organized, be this, but it's like you have to be able to translate to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
What, like, it takes so much insight and so much like, what if I feel this that day? What if I feel that day? Yeah. That it's like you can't even. It's just a guess. I feel it's just an experiment of what works for me and what doesn't. And I feel like that's kind of the ultimate goal in terms of maintenance as an artist. Like, it's not. I feel like people are always like, oh, but this person took this, or this person does this. Like this
took
person,
this in the sense of like stealing.
Not like this person like took this drug, or this person
okay.
went and shot people, so I have to go do that to make art like them.
Oh, okay.
But it's fully internal.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what anybody else has done, so long as you're making what is you, I feel. And it's kind of like, of course there's different interpretations of what you are, like, are you what you're told or whatever, but if it doesn't feel like right when you're making it, it's not right. And if it does feel right, nobody can tell you it's not right.
It's not right, yeah. And no one can tell you that, like, the like meaning you've attached to something, or the idea that you're trying to portray. Like, say if, like, I don't know, if you're trying to, I can't think of an example, but if you're trying to portray an idea, or like whatever, like a concept through a photo or a painting or music, no one can be like, nah. Yeah. They, like, their interpretation of it might not be that. Like, they might be like, I don't get that from it, and that's fair enough, but they can't be like, nah, it's not that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, it takes a lot of, firstly, balls.
Yeah, to actually, like, because I remember a lot of people saying to me, because I started doing photography just as I went into 6th year, and I remember people, not in school, but like people have said to me before, like, oh, I just, like, I wouldn't be able to put myself out there, but I never felt like I was putting myself out there, because it was just like, let me take photos that look cool. So it was never like, oh, I'm really putting myself out here and put, like, it was literally just like,
It's like when you first have a conversation with somebody. It's like, I don't know, it's such a weird mentality that people have when it comes to art, because there's people who can speak to anybody but they can't release their art, and it's like, how are you cutting yourself off before you've even done anything? Like, how are you, it's like before a race being like, I can't win this.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, it's,
you're already losing.
Yeah, you've already, like, it's like that, what's it called? It's like, those who say they can and those who say they can't, like that, but fully wit in terms of art, because it's like, who knows, and you're not gonna live with it eternally, so who cares?
Most of the thing, I feel like most of the things that people make are like, to be fair, if you're in a bad place or whatever and you make something, a lot of the time it does actually help, but like a lot of time it's also like fleeting moments. So like, if you don't make something, so say if you have the idea to make something and you're like, oh, I'll do it in the future, you're never gonna get that same thing back. Like, you're never ever gonna get like the same inspiration, or even if you stick with that same idea for 6 months and like you have the idea, and then, like, you're gonna make something completely different than you would have made when you originally did it. So I feel like, it does take balls, but also, like, I don't know, go and do it. Like, without being rude, like.
I know, it's weird because people don't realize how much people actually care at the start. Like, if one of your friends goes and does something, people will support you.
Oh yeah, and especially if there's if there's a clear meaning or motive behind it. Like, even if it's not, even if it was like me and it's like, oh, I'm just making this because I want to take photos that look good, like, people will still support it. Yeah. But especially when when people can see that you're really putting yourself out there, like, whether it's like emotionally or whatever, if you're being vulnerable, people will like really support. Like, that's the stuff, like,
because people will respect it at least. Exactly. Like, people may talk whatever this,
even if
they're
it's
willing to talk about it, they respect it.
And even if it's ass, people will still like. And you also can't worry about that, because my stuff at the start, is that ass. And I'm sure I'll look back at my stuff. I'm sure I'll look back at my stuff that I'm making now in 3 years and be like, ass. Like, you can't be like, first of all, you can't be afraid that people are gonna be like, oh, look at this loser making stuff. And second of all, you can't be afraid that people are gonna be like, oh, it's terrible, because everyone's stuff is terrible at the start. For the most part. Yeah,
we should have just started like a new brand every time that we. I feel like that's a good thing though for us, because we'd both been making stuff for long enough that it's like we didn't start from square one. I feel like with the brand, like of course we hadn't been making fashion, 100%. So, apart from like that one t-shirt, but in terms of like so much goes to like not even the clothes, but like everything around it, that we didn't have to be like, oh, I have to go buy a camera. Like, oh, I have to learn how to use Photoshop.
Yeah, like people be. What I say?
People be like. Become a YouTube comedian.
No, but like people would approach me about, because obviously photography is like the first thing. So like people would approach me for doing brand stuff, and it's like, and they don't know, like not even like throwing like. These people don't know, like it, like they literally just don't know where to start with it, and it's like, thank God we had that background, because we don't have to, like, literally all our visuals. Why does this keep changing? If you're not watching the video, it's gonna be so confusing.
Yeah, if you're not watching the video, Justin Timberlake "Rock Your Body" is a prevalent topic.
Yeah, but what was I saying? Yeah, like we all the visuals are in house, like by me or you, and like all the designs are in house.
They're all split in half as well.
Yeah, pretty much like 50-50. Like even like contacting manufacturers is 50-50. Like everything is done apart from like the actual clothes themselves, because we don't embroider or screen print, but like everything, like the visuals, the podcast, like editing the podcast, editing the sound, the music, for the most part the music for the videos, apart from like 2 or 3 videos, like the magazine was all done. We contacted all the artists.
It's also, I feel like the most important part of that is like opinions as well. Like, I don't think we've ever released anything and we're both just, or one of us is just like, this is horrible for the brand.
Yeah.
This is...
Yeah, it's always, but that's kind of the thing, you can like veto it.
Yeah. Like kind of.
Like less so with the Instagram and stuff like that. It's a bit more lenient, because of course like I think Instagram doesn't matter. It's literally just promotion. But we do also try and make our promotion the best it possibly can be, of course.
We both make each other as happy as possible.
But like with the clothes or with the magazine or the tote bags or the posters, it's like we have to agree on it.
Yeah.
Like,
because it's bands.
Not
money, even just that, but
money,
like,
but also like you don't want to release, like we want to release stuff that we would wear or we would use or we would be interested in. It's like, I'm not gonna release like a, I don't know. Yeah. I'm like, like we're not gonna release something that both of us are like, okay, well this will make us money, but I would never wear this. Like, even like obviously the main goal is to like sustain and make our money back, the little tiny amount of money we make back. But like the
don't tell the upside.
Don't tell the but like no, we make racks, millionaires.
Say less.
But I lost my train of thought.
Like I feel like, especially with physical product, because like Instagram is cool and all, but that's not real. Like to actually be like, to actually show my parents a t-shirt that I made and be like, this is people are gonna wear this.
Even because even music is technically like digital. Yeah. Unless you're doing vinyl.
Unless you just speaker music.
Yeah, like unless you're doing vinyl. Yeah. It's like to have something that's actually like you're able to touch and hold and put on or look through or whatever it is a lot more.
Yeah, like, and especially getting more so into like the materials and the fittings of shirts. It's like it's gonna be fully just us. On this piece of cloth. That people for some reason buy.
Hopefully they buy it.
Ramadan starting.
Ramadan, you have to buy the t-shirts.
This is your zakat.
But I don't know. We like obviously the journey from like at the start we just got blanks in, like, And there's absolutely nothing wrong with getting blanks in at all. Like the blanks fit, like they're great. Like you just, as long as you know what as long as you know what blanks you're buying and what you want from it, there's absolutely no problem printing on blanks at all. But like even the journey from starting off with like that to already doing more like cut and sewn pieces, because there's a very specific color or whatever we want on the t-shirt. Like it starts off with something as simple as that, and you're like, oh, okay, it's actually doable. It's actually doable for us to contact the manufacturer and like get them to make a piece from scratch. Whereas like it doesn't seem like doable or like feasible when you think about it. But yeah, it's interesting already, the like difference in that alone. Never mind like the difference in, I don't know, the designs from now to what they're going to be like in a year or whatever it is.
It's weird how there is kind of an elitism. I feel like in terms of arts in general, it's weird how there's an elitism in people using blanks, because it's like, do you go on Windows PowerShell and code all of your photos?
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
do you go into? Do you study like sound theory?
But they all made their cameras.
Yeah.
They made them. Like all the parts.
Yeah. Do you study it from the very bottom? Like everybody uses presets to an extent.
Exactly.
Unless you do everything, unless you make social media apps to post your stuff on, leave blanks alone. Because like if it, like, of course it's easier, but it's also a starter kit. It's also why people get into this stuff. Why are you trying to gatekeep?
Yeah, and I think if you have, the thing is, a lot of the like there's no problem with being like, oh, the piece is cut and sewn, so we're gonna charge more for it or whatever. Like, up to you, cool. But like, if you started off with blanks as well, how are you turning around and then being like, oh well, they use blanks because but it's their first t-shirt. Obviously. Or it's like a photographer dropping a t-shirt, or like a painter dropping a t-shirt, and it's like, yeah, of course the thing that they're interested in about that t-shirt is what's on the t-shirt. It's not like, obviously they probably want their stuff to be good quality, but the goal behind this is like, I want to put this piece of art I made on a t-shirt. So what is the problem?
The only guy who can talk about that is Jamie Manley, though. Because that guy's
God level.
That guy is on
God level.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like cut and sew is really sick, but
his like the thing with his
like
the
culture needs that guy, bro. Like, get that shit. The culture needs this guy, because it's like, how do you do this? I was talking.
I don't even do this justice. I don't even do this justice. But see this. Let me get it. You're watching the video.
Irish design,
Wait, let me get the thing. I think I saw the tag on.
We have to charge this guy royalties for this.
See that? Like, here.
Both cameras.
No,
but it's
this
like,
guy is god level, man.
Yeah, it's like pushing these. It's making these new paths, I feel, because it's like, of course there has to be somebody to do it first, but to do it at this level already is
like. And the thing is like there's like there is no problem with, like we're saying, like blanks and stuff like that, because we use them too. But having someone like that in, like, within the scene and helping the scene and helping out, or just coming up with these new ideas and new shapes and new silhouettes and stuff like that is just so sick.
Like
so sick.
Because it does the same thing that blanks does. It's like it pushes this new
but it shows that like what I was saying, like like the way we now know we're able to do cut and sew pieces, it shows that like it is actually possible to do that stuff as well. Because if he's not doing that right, then like you're looking at these people over in like in London and Paris and Milan and LA and New York, and like, that's sick that they can do it, but I live in Dublin, how am I supposed to do that? But then like you see someone who literally just makes stuff from a sewing machine. I think he makes it at home, I'm pretty sure, like, and just has a sewing machine and just buys material and you're like, oh shit. There's no excuse for me to
I feel it's
like, if that is the way you want to go with it, there's no excuse, because you and if you're like, but he can do it, but like, I didn't ask.
Yeah.
Like you can ask, you can just be like, yo.
It's a good, like the leap that guy took to make, like, cause thing is, he's not out here making like
hundreds.
Not even 100. Like, he's not out here making like dresses and stuff. He's not out here making like polos, like
or t-shirts.
Yeah, like he's not making stuff that's like that's not him. Like, you could really see him. Like, he took the full leap. This guy, Ezio AC2 into the hay bale. Jeff Hardy 40 feet. On that shit. Like, it's. And it, like, I feel like culture in Ireland just needs it. Like, the culture just needs, like.
And stuff like that needs people like that as well. Yeah,
because it's the same reason why we're like. We even second guess when we say scene and stuff. Because it's like.
Yeah. There's
no actual representation. Imagine if, like, because there's the people there. It's just, in terms of what we have, the RTE is probably the only actually funded media company, and it's like, because we're not being seen there, we always second guess ourselves. We always see ourselves as just kids. Yeah. So with stuff like that, with us doing it ourselves. This is just hyping me up. I want to go make something like this up, because it's like the only person at the end of the day, the only way that you're gonna get acceptance from these older people from this established scene is if you have the respect for yourself. Yeah. So like, we should, like, I feel like we should stop being like these pockets of artists. This. Of people only work in groups. The only way that we're gonna work is if we all work together. The only way we're gonna make it is if somebody from over here, somebody from North and South Side don't. Because, like, remember what Kareem was saying, people from the South Side don't even come here.
Watch episode 1, season 1. Yeah, episode 1. Yeah. For that little snippet.
Look at us plugging the past.
Yeah, I'm plugging the past.
No, but it's like,
no, 100%. Yeah, but that's the you have that conversation with everyone in Dublin though. Yeah. Everyone in Dublin says that. Yeah. Like, we're very clearly guilty of it as well. But everyone in Dublin says that, and then it's just like.
Yeah.
Elitism, ego.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah, it seems like the people are there. Like, everybody wants to work with each other, but we idolize so much. We idolize people outside so much that we're like, oh, what would kind of, like, for example, for me in like 2018, I was like, oh, what would Travis Scott do? Like, oh, I can only hang with people that suit that kind of aesthetic. But we need to start asking, what would we ourselves do? Like, what makes the most sense for us right now? Because I'm not Travis Scott. I don't have Big Macs. I don't have
cacti.
Chip rugs. Yeah. Like, we need to start respecting Ireland for what it is. Yeah. Rather than basing it on these dreams of other countries. These dreams of LA, New York, this, that.
Yeah, I feel like the goal for most people in Dublin is like, alright, let me get my money up and move to London.
Yeah, fully.
Which is cool. Like, but if you want, who was it that was saying? I think Monjola said it on Geordie's thing. Like, if you want to do that, that's cool, but I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was like, you, like,
if you haven't reached the top of where
if you haven't reached the top of where you come from, how do you expect to go somewhere else and reach the top? Because and the thing is, once you reach the top of where you come from, then you can also build up and bring up the people around you. Like, even if that turns out to be something like an artist gets really big and then moves to London, and then they bring along 3 of their friends with them that also make music, and then those 3 friends end up being what, like Schoolboy Q and Absol Art to Kendrick. It's still better than nothing.
Like, I feel like, I don't know, like groups like 999 and stuff like that, it's like, it works so well because those guys are going there and they're representing Ireland. They're not going there and being like, I'm just one of these now. It's like Fortune is probably the best example because Fortune never it seems he's never forgotten about
the people in Ireland.
He didn't go there and then just be like, these are some really cool people and there's infrastructure here.
Yeah.
This is where I'm from.
Yeah.
Like everything this guy knows is like unapologetically himself, unapologetically Irish and all of it. Like.
Yeah, I love this. The thing you posted the other day with the like devil horn. That's sick.
Like but, this guy has walls of posters.
Yeah, walls of posters. Yeah,
that's the most Irish shit you can do. Like you just wearing your heart on your sleeve, just being like, this is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a very good example. And same with like. Oh, I'm trying to think of who else. Because I'm trying to think of who else like lives over in London or something now. But still reps. Because I don't know. I can't think. I'm sure it is. I just can't think off the top of my head. But no, that's a good example of it, definitely. Okay, so we cut there because we want to keep it short. But shout out to everyone making shit. And
shout out to everybody that we name dropped.
Shout out to everyone we name dropped.
Go buy shout out to everyone we did posters. Go buy Jamie's clothes.
Go buy Jamie's clothes. Buy the vest. Buy a tracksuit. And buy the balaclava as well. Buy all of them. Yeah, buy everyone else's stuff that you see.
Everything.
Buy
all
the clothes.
If you can't buy everything, you're a broke boy, man. If you can't buy the pavement that you walk on, you're a broke boss.
But buy, support all the brands, support all the artists.
Shout out Emporium.
Shout out Emporium. Shout out Nothing to Prove.
Shout out
Fortune and Jamie again. Shout out 999.
Man, if they sue us for copyright.
Shout out Chamomile.
Yeah. Shout out
independent brand and that.
There's too many like independent. Shout out Shemi Kareem.
Shout out Shemi Kareem.
Shemi, the one nigga. New song tonight. Man, half of this is gonna be promos.
Who else? We need to shout out more people. Who else we shout out?
Abby Monjola.
That's Chamomile.
Yeah, but okay. Like
Abby
specific.
Kulabali, Monjola, Moyo.
Yeah.
That none of them are gonna watch this.
Officer.
Renzel.
Shout out Renzel. Every time we see Renzel, he's been blessed. People are just gonna be like, what about watching?
I'm turning this shit off. Who else we shout out?
Craig.
Helmet Lancer. This is not the outro.
My children.
Jesus Christ. Even though you made me watch that stupid movie, man. That movie was ass. Don't watch The Holy Mountain. Don't turn it off. I'm not finished. Season 2 coming soon. Polos are out. Hopefully. If they're not sold out, go get a polo. Go get a hat.
Buy our last poster.
We have one poster left. Wait. Where is it? We have one poster left.
This guy's gonna pull it out on camera. Will we sign it?
If you buy it, we'll sign it.
It's gonna decrease in value if we sign it.
One poster left. Buy. This drop coming soon. Will it be announced? Who cares? This is coming soon. The polos and hats to be out. Shout out everyone we shouted out again.
Shout out
Season 2 hopefully coming out soon.
Design
depending on lockdown.
Can we put the outro to 30 hours over
this? 30 hours, yeah. Yeah, man, we're going to put 30 hours over this. Yeah, and I don't know, this is the messiest outro we've ever done. I feel like I'm a YouTuber. But support Irish artists.
Shout out to all the models.
Shout out to all the models that helped us out with the drops.
Shout out Caitlin, Ashley, Bilonde, Paul,
Craig, Dan, you,
Bun myself, and yeah. Boom.
See you guys soon. Hopefully for season 2. Tune in. Boss up. Swag.
We need to go with some tune in,
boss up, swag. That is the best outro we've ever pulled.